Hello, everyone. Sunday Adelaja here. Hello. Welcome, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to another day. Well, Niyi Olushola is the first person today. Shegun Fatumo, Jake Oke, Ayodeji Solomon, Tiger Diepre, Adedamola Moronkeji, Elizabeth Ali, Popola Oluwatosin, Lanon Adebayo, Oluwaseyi, She Sandra. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Tina Stephen, Esther Kuganja, Elias Pastor. Oh, okay. Ludovic, Fumi Adeuse, Jot Idowu, Ashish Enoch, Jigem Eric, Melali Negash, Bola Shorunke, Flola Shorunke, Ola Martin, February Ugalde, okay. Success, Fumi Jeboda, Anastasia McDonald, Phyllis Meek, Modupe Oyewole, Joti Dowu, Kike Moronkeji, Nkem, how are you today? Glory Baye, Larry Birgans, Tommy David, Akinlabi Obasanjo, Island. Well, I've welcomed enough of you, so let's do this. Let's go quickly and look for our share button. Please look for your share button and share the button, and let's begin to share the link. Let's begin to quickly share the link today so that we could take off and get as much as we can possibly get for the day. So let everyone go and look for their share button. Go look for your share button and let's share the link. And your share button should be somewhere there on your timeline. So let's quickly go look for it. While you are doing that, I'm going to get the message ready. So, if you are ready to go, here we are. Okay, Olukayode is there. That's the guy, Olukayode Kundayo. That's the guy that I was quoting yesterday. He was not there last night, but I was using his information that he wrote to us. And so we preached from his message yesterday. He's the one that said that I used the last 4 months to preach what regular pastors would have, to give out information regular pastors would have given out in 4 years. So, while you were creating greatness through the currency of time. That is what we spoke about last night. But today, this morning, if you are ready to go, today's message is create your worth, your net worth, not worth this time. You remember yesterday morning we spoke about the worth, our worth. Our worth does not depend on anything we have, but our worth depends on who we are in Christ. But today is totally different topic. Today is create your net worth. Net worth is totally different from worth. So we are worthy and we deserve something because we are carrying the image of God. We are created in the image and likeness of God. But when we talk about net worth, that is a different ball game altogether. So, So the topic of today is creating your net worth through your time currency. Creating your net worth through your time currency. Everybody, we already spoken enough about time, and so you all know that you all are wealthy. Everyone is wealthy. We are all equally gifted by God Almighty. And God gives us every day an amount of wealth. God gives us money, gives us riches on daily basis. He endows us from heaven on daily basis. But what we do with that money and with that wealth that we are giving on daily basis is our own problem right now. But, we are giving. God on his own side has done what he needs to do. Unfortunately, many so-called Christians are still busy going to churches to beg God that God should give them something. Oh, God, bless me, bless my work, bless this, do this. We are just troubling God for nothing. God has given you so many resources. For example, he has given you eyes, nose, ears, your hands. Some people come to this world without eyes. Some people come without legs. Some people even come without hands. But you have everything. So you are already endowed by God. But the biggest and most important endowment that we all have is the endowment of time. And that wealth is given to everybody equally and is being renewed to us on a daily basis. So we are all wealthy. We are all rich. But what you do with that, your endowment, or daily wealth, is your problem. But the key to realizing and to maximizing this wealth is called conversion. And we spoke about that already. And the key and the way you convert is through work. We also spoke about that already. So let me remind you of the topic of today again. Create your net worth through your time currency. Yeah, Shigo is back. Huh? Fresh man, as she says. Okay, create your net worth. Net worth is not talking about your worth as a human being, like I've said. Net worth is talking about how much you cost, how valuable you are in the marketplace. Okay? Net worth is talking about how valuable you are in the eyes of men, in the eyes of the world, in the eyes of people. How valuable you are, how people see you, how much you cost. That's what it means. How much you cost. And that is just the real world where we live in. We live in real world, and everything your net worth depends on how much worth, how much value you have been able to create in yourself. For example, I'm looking at Layo Charles Emmanuel right now. She's editing. She and her husband, they edit my books. And for that, I pay them a certain amount of money. Now, that amount of money that I pay them, why is it that I'm not paying any other person who are around me that money? Why am I not giving it to just anybody? Because these people have created value in themselves. So somebody could say that that money is too much. Another person might say it's okay. But, whatever it is, let's say, let me just use it as an example. Let's say $1,000 for the work they do. So if they edit my book and they get $1,000 for that, and somebody said, that is too, but why? They didn't do anything. I could do that. Well, there were so many people who tried to do it. There are so many people who tried to do the same thing. But because I couldn't see the value of their work. The value of their work is not convincing to me. The value of their work is not convincing to me. They have not convinced me that they have what it takes. So what made Layo to convince me that she has what it takes? Because she had taken time through a lifetime or a certain time in her life to add value to herself, to develop the skill of language and the skill of writing. So because she has developed that skill, that means she had added value to herself through that skill that she had developed. So she had converted some amount of time in her life. It's like, what is editing a book? That is, anybody can do that. We all went to school. Well, maybe you went to school and just did the regular thing. and maybe you only invested 1,000 hours, writing, or maybe you never even invested so much time writing. But maybe Lyo and Charles, maybe they had invested 5,000 hours writing and adding value to themselves. So right now, when they write or when they speak, we can see the difference. And thanks to that value of time, they converted their time into value. They converted their time into worth. Thank God that they created that value in themselves. They didn't just allow that time to pass them by. Even though they might have been suffering that time they were creating that value, maybe they had nothing to eat. Maybe that's what normally happens when you are in the process of creating value or converting time into value to yourself. When you are in the process of adding value to yourself, nobody sees the product yet. Nobody sees the worth yet. Nobody sees the result yet. But you must believe in your activity. You must believe in what you are doing. You must believe in the process. You must have faith in the future product that you are going to give, that you are going to have. I personally know that Charles and Lyo, that they were students here in Ukraine. And, as medical students, they had to pay for school. But despite maybe whatever they were going through, and they were married as students. And so they probably had a lot of challenges. And I know that before me, nobody was paying them that kind of money for their editing work. So what they were using their whole life, nevertheless, to develop themselves. So at the time when you are converting time to add value to yourself, it could be like a wasted time. But listen closely to this. Any time that you convert to add value to yourself is never a wasted time. Time is never wasted if you are using it to add value to yourself. Also, number 2, time is never a wasted time, or time is never wasted when that time is being converted to add value to others. So you might not see the result, but when you are adding value and you know of the quality of value you are adding, when you know of the quality of conversion you are doing to add value to yourself, that time is never wasted. That time is invested. And when you are, adding value to others, converting your time to adding value to others as well, it is never wasted as well, especially if those other people are responsible people. If you teach them responsibility, if you teach them to go and practice what you are giving to them, that time is an invested time. It's not a wasted time. So when you are adding value to yourself, it's not a wasted time. When you are adding value to others, it's not a wasted time. That conversion that is happening to add value to yourself, it is called creating. You are thereby creating your net worth. You are creating your net worth. So maybe it will take you maybe a few years, maybe 5,000 hours to create that to keep on adding value to yourself concerning that particular thing. Maybe it takes you 10 hours, maybe it takes you 5 hours, maybe it takes you 8 hours, but you keep on working, and that period when you are adding value to yourself is most likely that you don't produce physical products yet. Maybe you don't produce services yet. Maybe nobody has seen. Maybe that value you are adding to yourself has not become visible yet. But if you don't give up, if you know what you are doing, and you believe in the quality of value that you are forming in yourself, the value you have created will later on work for you. The value you have created in yourself will later on return to you. The value you have created in yourself will later on pay you for the rest of your life. So that little 10 hours that you use adding value to yourself will become your bread tomorrow. It will become your finances tomorrow. It will become your greatness tomorrow. It will become your net worth tomorrow. The value that you have added to yourself decides your net worth tomorrow. So net worth mainly is coming from added value, either to yourself, to others, or to the product or service that you are producing. So let's say, for example, I know Nkem does cake. Let's say Nkem is spending a lot of her time when she's going in the bus, or maybe, let's say she devotes 2 hours every day into studying cake, the act of doing cake, how to make better cakes, how to make cakes that are healthy, how to use new ingredients, how to find new ingredients for cakes, and how to design cakes, or how to make promote cake or sell it, or how to market it. She's studying 2 hours every day, studying about this subject. Nobody sees that. But she should know what she is doing. That even though nobody is seeing me, but I am adding value. I'm creating value for myself. I am adding value to myself. Even though right now there is no money to pay for car, no money to pay for house, no money to pay for whatever, for comfort and for luxury. You don't need to worry about that. You know that just like a farmer goes to the farm, and when it goes to the farm, it takes the seed and plants it. It will take some time for that seed to germinate, to grow, and to begin to bear fruit. The same thing with us. We need to keep on converting time. Even though the fruit might not be easily visible immediately, but the most important thing is that you are creating value. You are, converting your time into value. When the time comes, just like with the tree that is planted, or just like the seed that is planted, the time will come anyway, especially when you don't stop working on that field, when you don't stop, adding water to it, when you don't, stop tending your ground. If you keep on adding value to yourself, you keep on converting the wealth of time into added value to yourself. One day, especially if you also study what I spoke about the other day, how to advertise yourself, how to promote yourself, how to look for partners, how to talk to other people who might be interested. If you are developing yourself all round, if you are doing whatever you need to do, that value, that added value becomes your worth. It becomes your net worth. Even though you have not produced, it has not given you money yet, but it's already an added value. The only thing you need for it to be money is for somebody to notice you one day. Is for somebody to see you, or is for you to just speak. But you have been, just by the mere fact that you have added value to yourself, just by the mere fact that you are a skilled expert right now, just by the fact that you already know what you do and you know it better than any other person, and you are more prepared than any other person. Your manifestation is just a matter of time. Your physical wealth is just a matter of time. So your real, like with Lion, your real wealth and your real worth is that added value that has been added to you. That is your wealth. So it is wealth and riches is not when you take the money or when you have the physical, money in your hand. Those are just compensations. Those are just things that come later on. But your real worth is the added value. That is your worth. So let's talk about Bill Gates, for example. Bill Gates is the richest man in the world, but he became the richest man in the world not because he was looking after money, not because he was chasing after money. It's not money that made Bill Gates the richest man in the world. You know what made Bill Gates the richest man in the world? Is Microsoft. The added value, the time that he converted in making himself skillful by creating value in himself, and also by creating his product. So it is the skill, the know-how of Microsoft that is his net worth. Even that amount of money that people are saying is worth now is actually worth more than that. That is just the amount that has been manifested, has been produced. But the worth itself is in him. The fact that he was able to create and generate that value in himself, the skill, the expertise that he has developed himself, that is his net worth. His net worth is the value created in him. Is how much time he succeeded in using judiciously, how much conversion he was able to do with his time. That is his net worth. Money is only a manifestation later on. It's just something that it's just physical manifestation. So we shouldn't run after money. It is not money that makes us rich. It is not money that determines our worth. It's not money. Money only comes to confirm the worth that we already created in ourselves. Money only comes to confirm riches, because your net worth could be how do I say, your net worth could be assessed differently. Your net worth could be assessed not just as money. So let's say somebody assessed the worth of Bill Gates as money. You know, they say he's $60 billion rich. But that is not his worth. His worth is much more important than that. It's much more, greater than that. The net worth of Bill Gates is much more greater than the money. His net worth is the revolution he created, is the fame, is the aura, is the name he created for himself, is the fact that he made computer available to everybody. That is his worth. That is his real net worth. His net worth is more than that money. That's why he could give out all the money and he's still respected and he's still rich. I mean, he's worth 60 billion and he gave out 40 billion, because it is not the money that creates his worth. It is the content, the value he has already created through conversion of time that created his worth. The same thing with Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett also worth 60 billion, but he gave out 30 billion, because it is not the money that creates their worth. Their worth is in what they have, the value they have generated in themselves, is the time they have been able to invest, the time they have been able to convert to become who they are. Let me see. Layo that I spoke about editing my book. She commented something. I think it's interesting for us to see what Layo said before I go on too far. Okay, Layo said, "Hi, Shy Pastor. The day I met with you, I met with an opportunity creator in you. Other people excavate precious materials from." I can't see the rest. Anyway, maybe other people can read it. Well, so what am I saying? The topic of today again is create your net worth. Create your net worth. Money does not create worth. It does not create your worth, right? Create your net worth through your time currency. You are already having currency. Don't look for money again. You already have money. Money that's more important than, you already have currency, not money. You already have currency. And that currency is time. That currency is more important than money currency. Money too is a currency. But the time currency is much more important than the money currency. As a matter of fact, money is created out of the time currency. Money is a product of time. Money is created from time. So if you have the most important currency, the time currency, you don't need to look for any other currency anymore. But what do you do to convert the time currency into cash money or into money currency? The thing you need to do is to remember the word conversion. That is the most important word in the world, conversion. The ability to convert every minute, the ability to convert every second of your life into a tangible product or convert it into a service is what is creating your net worth. The ability to convert your every minute, your every second, either into tangible product, tangible service, or even if you are not converting into a product or service immediately, if you will convert every minute of your day into added value to you, to yourself, and for yourself, that added value is your worth, is creating your net worth. If you are using that time, like I'm doing now, you are converting that time to create value for others. That converted time that you are using to create value for others is creating your net worth. For example, you guys are watching me now. I am spending my time, 1 hour of my time 2 hours of my time every day, 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the afternoon, in the evening. I'm converting my time, 2 hours every day, into adding value, creating value for other people. So, but how does that turn to my net worth? How does that turn to my net worth? Okay, listen closely. The time I'm spending with you is my net worth. How? But you don't pay for it, because some people will say, but they're not paying for it. Why are you giving them for free? Because net worth is more important than money. Remember that. Net worth is more important than money. Money comes after worth, net worth has been created. Let me tell you another one. Created value or added value, the value I'm adding to you, is more important than the money you could pay me. I am getting more. I am receiving more by adding value to you. I am receiving more net worth than any money you could pay me. How? Because when I am taking your attention, when you are listening to me 2 hours every day, if you will listen to me 2 hours every day, something will happen to you. Your eyes are opening. Your mind are opening. You are becoming the person you dreamt of becoming. Your life is changing. But that is just you. That is what you are getting. But what do I get? What I get is net worth. How does that turn to my net worth? Let me explain to you. I get net worth from you being better, from your life changing, because anytime you change the life of somebody, anytime you are adding value to someone, that person you are adding value to remembers the source of that value that is added to him. He knows who added that value to him. So my net worth is coming from you to me in terms of respect. So net worth is not only measured by money. You are not giving me money, but I'm earning your honor. 1. I'm earning your respect. 2. I'm earning your followership. Because some of you now, you cannot do without me anymore. Some of you now, you cannot do without my word and the value I'm adding to you anymore. So you are following me now. That is number 3 net worth that I'm getting. Number 4 is, you remember, it's not just one person. It's a crowd of people, thousands of people. I am richer by thousands more people every day that are watching my program. That is number 5. Number 6, another net worth is, before I started doing these things, many of you are not following me. Many of you didn't know who I am. I don't have the prestige, the honor. I did not weigh so high for some of you. But now, because I am doing it, now, many more people discovered who I am. Darkness, ignorance about me is disappearing. Light, understanding is coming to people thanks to my investment and my added value. Number 7. All of you are in different countries. Can you imagine? Just by me investing 2 hours, only 2 hours a day, I am harvesting disciples, harvesting followers, harvesting people who believe in me in 100 countries at the same time. I'm reaching out to 100 countries at the same time. My influence is going in 100 countries at the same time. That's number 7. Number 8. When you begin to produce results, when you begin to bring out your projects, when you begin to produce your fruits, when you begin to add value to others, when your gifts begin to add value to you, when you begin to produce products and services, we together are changing the world. We are changing the world together. Then number 9, anything I'm investing in you, God knows about it. Even if you will not say thank you, For example, Shigo Nwafo is now saying, how I love you so much. But she didn't love me so much before she started listening to me. Now that she started listening to me, I gain love, you see. And she's not the only one who loves me. Ayu Adebayo says he loves me as well. Nkem DK said, I'm addicted to you. Anu Ojo says, yeah, I am. Niyo Lushala. You see, all of you people, because that is, so net worth is more important than money. Net worth is more important than money. Net worth is not more important than money. Apart from the fact that heaven will reward me, you remember what Jesus said. He said to gather your treasure in heaven, where there will be no thieves, where there will be no robbery, no hands to eat it. Adding value to others is more important than the money they will get from you. But even though, okay, let's talk about money, but we still need money to live, isn't it? We still need money to live. I still need money to operate. I still need money to function. How do I get the money? Listen closely how I get the money. Anytime, if I were interested in money, I could easily package these teachings and go and then be selling them. But I'm not interested in that. So I told you, anybody that is listening to me, package each one of these topics, package them into CDs, package them into teaching materials, turn yourself into a motivational speaker, or turn yourself into a life coach. Go and do seminars, go and organize teachings, pay, let people pay for it. Use me to make your own money. If I had wanted to, I could use this to make my money. I write my books. That is another way I could make money. From this material, I write my books. But because I don't even make money from the books, I'm not interested in making money from the books. Anybody who sell my books or who do, they are the one who make the money. I'm not interested in that. That's not my interest. But, you know, if I want to convert this to money, I can. Or, for example, I could organize a conference or worldwide seminar. I invite people to come and they pay for it. That is also money. But, you know, money is second class. It's secondary. It will come sooner or later. If you create worth, if you create your net worth, money, if you create in yourself value and you create value in others, money will come. Especially if you know and you know how to turn time into created value in products and services, money will surely come. Money came to Bill Gates not because he looked for money. He only created worth, net worth, and money will always run after net worth. Money will always run after created value. So it is not when you run after money that you make money. It is when you create value, when you add value, when you create net worth, that money run after you. Well, if you are running after money, then you are not having time to create worth, net worth. If you are running after money, you don't have time to create values. If you are, you don't have time to create a value chain. If you are running after money, you don't have time to add value. If you are running after money, you don't have time to add value to yourself or to add value to others. It's a cheap way of living. It's a cheap substitution. The real thing you are supposed to be doing, like what I'm doing right now, I'm not looking for money. People who look for money, what do? They exchange, they mortgage their time, which is their life. They mortgage their life for salary. They go and give out their life. They go and give out their time so that they could get money, salary, money. Because they are blindfolded by salary, by instant money. They think that instant money gives them, no, it's more important to them right now. But really, they have sold out their lives. They have just mortgaged out part of their life for a little salary, for some porridge. But what I am talking about is when, the way Bill Gates did it, or I am doing it, or the way Lyle did it, is by not using the time to give it out to somebody, your boss or your worker or your employer or something. You are not selling out your time, but you are converting your time into added value for yourself. When you are using the time not as to work for somebody, but you are converting into yourself, you are not losing your life. You are not losing your time. You are actually reproducing your time. And when you keep on doing it, it goes from reproduction into multiplication. So the added value to yourself is not lost. It's not going away. It's reproducing something in you. It's reproduced. Like now what I said, the 2 hours a day, I am not getting salary for it. I'm not being paid for it, but I'm reproducing. You see, I'm reproducing all of you. I am reproducing here. I'm reproducing, in the video, internet, YouTube, Facebook. I'm reproducing. I'm multiplying. But when I just go for work for salary, I don't, I just get a little bit of compensation for a life that is given away. So people get deceived thinking salary is more important than net worth. But I'm telling you that creating your net worth by added value, adding more important than money, and adding value to others is more important than money as well. Adding value to your own product, to your own service is more important than money. Money will come later on. But develop a skill. Like I spoke about Lion now, develop a skill. Convert your time, not to sell out your time. Don't sell out. Convert that time into investing in yourself. Convert that time into adding value to yourself. Convert that your time into adding value later to people. Convert that your time into producing your own product, adding value to your own product and service. That is how you create net worth. You are already expensive. You are already big. Then other things will follow later. Let me give you some example of myself. When I started being a believer, like every other Christian, I pray every day, read the Bible every day. Then I discovered that each time I pray for 2 hours straight or 3 hours straight, I feel the anointing of God. I feel the goosebumps and anointing. For me to feel the presence of God, I need to pray at least 2 to 4 hours a day. I begin to feel the presence of God, that God is here. So because of that, each time I want to go and preach, I make sure that I pray 4 to 6 hours. I will pray 6 hours a day before I go to preach. 4 to 6 hours. So that I will feel the anointing. And I was doing that until I discovered something. I discovered what is called solitude. I started practicing solitude. Once a month, I would go away and just lock out everything. No wife, no children, just me alone and God. And I would make sure that I'm praying 14 hours. Not just praying, of course. Praying, studying, reading. Just being in the presence of God for 14 hours a day. 10 to 18 hours, maybe sometimes, I will be praying. Okay, I was doing that for 1 year. Second year, I was getting some result about ministry, about my life. But when I did that continuously for 8 years, 10 hours every month, or 14 hours every month, I would take a whole week out, maybe 3 days, 5 days or 7 days, minimum from 3 to 7 days, I would take out and just be in the presence of God for 10 hours, 14 hours every day. So we have four weeks in a month. I would always take 1 week alone to lock myself out and to pray like that and study. I'm just practice solitude. After doing that for 8 years, you know what began to happen to me? Remember what I said in the beginning? For me to go and preach, I needed to feel the presence of God. And to feel that presence, I needed to pray for 4 to 6 hours. After I spent 10,000 hours or more in solitude, just in the presence of God, it's like I was soaked. After 8 years, something just began to happen to me. Right now, I don't need to pray even 1 minute to sense God, to feel that same presence I was praying for 6 hours to feel. Right now, I just need to. It's like God soaked me. You know the way you soak a cloth in water. It's like I was soaked in the grace and the anointing of God. I just need to, to tune in. Just like you tune into radio wave. I just need to switch my wave from the natural into God. For example, if I want to know what is happening to any one of you now, I can tune in and I will get a message. Like, for example, somebody right there is having the problem with the right leg, the lower part in your ankle area of your right leg, and another man is having a problem with your private part, and there's somebody that is you losing your hearing, your God is missing. So what did I do? You will not even notice anything. I just switched my wave. I just switched from the natural to the supernatural. Seconds. I see Jesus every day at will. I am his friend. Anything you do for consistently and you invest, I began to convert instead of just doing it once in a while, right? Just to pray and get. Now I walk in God. Right now, God to me is like it's my skin. It's like I live in him. Because I have, when how do I say, I've converted so much hours, so much time into his presence, that presence now I carry it automatically. Okay, just like saying preaching also. I don't know if you have listened to that, if you have noticed. So I've invested over 10,000 hours into that, being alone with God. And I did it straight for 15 years straight without a break, 1 month. So that is like 20 hours I did. But the same thing with preaching. I invested so many. I have over 1 million messages here, maybe 2 million messages. That is over 10,000 hours also. So when you see me preach, it's not like you are listening to any regular pastor preaching. Why? Because I had converted so many. That is adding value. That's what I'm saying. Conversion is the key. How much? So my net worth now, with the presence in God, in God's presence, my net worth has increased greatly. It's because of the increase in my net worth, my presence. That is what makes me to be so close to the Holy Spirit, to be able to hear from God easily. That is net worth. So now, for that net worth to become money, it's a secondary thing. It's easy. So, but I've paid the price. But for 8 years, I didn't feel that easy worth. I didn't feel that easy presence of God. Or to hear him, or to be able to switch in the spirit, or to see Jesus every day. I couldn't do it. It couldn't happen to me. But now, because I've converted so much time into the presence of God, I now carry that presence of God. That manifested presence of God now in me is my net worth. You understand? Okay, now let me tell you another net worth that I created for myself. You can create net worth for yourself in different areas. Another area where I created net worth for myself is in studying, self-development. So I study my normal regime. If I don't study at all in a day, I study for 3 hours. Self-development, 3 hours every day. 3 hours of self-development every day. But when I'm free, like when I'm in solitude like this whole week I'm in solitude, for example. So that goes to 6 hours. So 3 to 6 hours every day. When you do that for 10 years of self-education like that, you become an expert. That is why you will never listen to Pastor Sunday and be bored. You will never listen to Pastor Sunday and be able to compare him to any other person. If you listen to Pastor Sunday one time, you will know that this man is coming from another realm. Why? I've been doing that conversion. That conversion of time is not just 10,000 times. I converted all the time, more than 20,000 hours, maybe 30,000 hours. And, according to what I've always been telling you, what's the name of the man that did Malcolm? I think his name is Malcolm Gladwell. Maybe you've heard the name Malcolm Gladwell. Malcolm Gladwell did that research about 10,000 hours. That if you will invest 10,000 hours of your time, if you invest 10,000 hours, convert it into polishing yourself, into studying something, into practicing something, that you will become an expert. You will not just become an expert, you will become one of the best in the world. 10,000 hours. That is like doing something for 3-4 hours a day for the next 10 years. But I did more than that. So in studying, in self-education. So anywhere I speak, I went to the United Nations, outliers. I went to the United Nations to speak. Everybody just opened their mouth. They couldn't believe it. I went to United States Senate to speak. They couldn't believe it that he's a pastor. They are not used to pastor talking like that. Because I did not just invest over 10,000 hours in reading the Bible. I've done that also. So when you see me preach the Bible, many people who have read me, who have heard me preach the Bible, you know what they tell me? They always say, what kind of Bible do you read? We have never seen this kind of thing before. Because I intentionally invested over 10,000 hours of my life. I converted over 10,000 hours into worth and value in reading the Bible only, studying it deeply. So when I open my mouth to read or comment on any sphere of the Bible, any aspect of the Bible, people, even preachers, say, we have never seen this before. But that is nothing. That is elementary. That is easy. If you really want to control your world, you should not just stop at reading the Bible alone. But I study other things as well. So no matter what I speak on, people think I'm an expert. Why? I've invested over 10,000 hours to make myself the best as a preacher, to make myself the best as just a speaker, as a human being. I've created so much net worth. I've mentioned the net worth of the presence of God. I've mentioned the net worth of the Bible. I've mentioned the net worth of self-education. Another net worth that I created in myself is that for me to build a mega church is like putting on the shirt. I don't know why people are struggling to build a mega church, but for me it's so easy to build a mega church. It's like doing nothing, and people are struggling. But because I've invested over 20,000 hours in building church, in getting the skills on how to build church. So that is another worth I have. It doesn't have to be money. Then when I wanted to become a millionaire, I decided that I was going to become a millionaire. I didn't even need too much hours for that. I only invested maybe about 2,000 hours or 3,000 hours into studying about money, the loss of money and everything. Now, if you read my book, Money Won't Make You Rich, everybody says, even people like Zig Ziglar, all of them said this book is one of the best books on money that has ever been written in the whole world. When I started talking about the kingdom, I converted so much hours studying the topic that this book, they said it is the best kingdom book that has ever been written in the whole world. You see, when I started talking about the calling, you know what we have been talking about, Nigeria, people said because of this book, they're going back to Nigeria. All kind of things. Why? Because it is this Malcolm Gladwell has proved it, that if you will only invest enough hours of time, you will convert enough hours, at least 10,000, into developing yourself in one area or the other. You will become the best expert and your net worth will be so commendable. Every other thing will come to you. So the question I have for you right now is, in what area have you invested 10,000 hours consciously, not just going to church? Because some of us go to church, we have been going to church for 20 hours, 20 years or 10 years, but we don't have anything to show for it. Because you are not intentionally adding value. Anything that you are doing and you cannot gauge the value that is being added, you cannot see the product, you have to stop doing it. You have to measure your activities by the added value. You have to measure all the activities that you do by how much value they're adding to you or they're adding to others. Every minute, every second must be converted into added value. You have to see the product. You have to see the product that your life is bringing. Don't just do anything if you are not going to. Don't just do anything if it's not going to be converted into added value. Be concerned about your net worth. Jesus Christ knew what that is. When he was 12 years old, he was already having so much net worth that even the disciples and Pharisees, the Pharisees and the Sadducees, they couldn't even argue with him. He was full of wisdom. He created this value. He added so much value into himself. His net worth was not debatable. The same thing with Paul. But we just want to be religious sometimes and just pray. And just go to church. What is that giving you? What has that given you? Apart from just eye service, for people to say, oh, he's a good member, oh, he's a good guy. Don't waste your life on emptiness. Listen closely to me now. The difference between people is only in one thing. What did they exchange their time for? The difference between people is how they use their time. The difference between the poor and the rich is in how they exchange their time. But you see, net worth is not only measured by money. For example, you could have a net worth that is not, money comes late. Money, it doesn't have to be money. Like I told you, I already counted my own net worth just by investing 2 hours in you every day. It could be fame, it could be popularity, it could be authority, it could be honor, it could be discipleship, it could be respect. Net worth could give you different things apart from money. Money is just one aspect, one description, one manifestation, one area. But when you create net worth, when you add value, you will have reward in more ways than money. So the most important thing for you to know is that people are equally endowed by God. People are equally gifted by God with the wealth of time. What they do with that time is what determines who they become in life. God has given us his own resource, his wealth of time. Our gift back to him is how we maximize, how we convert that time into real tangible product. Yesterday, somebody came here and wrote a comment and said, we don't want you to talk about, we want you to talk about Jesus. We want you to talk about the Bible. We want you to talk about, something, just religion. We don't want you to talk about. Religion itself will not give you anything if you are not having added value. You know how many Christians are in the world? Nobody knows them. Nobody pays attention to them. The world will only pay attention to the people who have created net worth in themselves, who have turned their time into value system, value chain, who have been able to create a value chain from their life. Those are the only people that the world will listen to. You can be a Christian for how long you want, but the world will listen to me, but they will not listen to you. I will be more effective in bringing people to God than you, because I can talk the thing that they will respect. I can speak to them. I can reason with them. I sit on the same board with Bill Gates. I sit on the same board with Buffett Warren, Richard Branson. But you are not sitting down there with your Bible, because the word is more than Bible only. Even if you look at the Bible, you will discover that there are quotations. Even Paul is always quoting other writers of his age. Jesus was always quoting other great men that lived before him. Even Jesus, even disciples. So you have to keep on adding value to yourself. How will you become the best medical doctor? How will you find healing, cure for diseases and sicknesses? How will you find solution to electricity, to traffic? How will you find solution to corruption, to national transformation? How will you find solution if you are just reading the Bible? If you want to find solution to the world of medicine or to something, you must read medical books. If you want to find solution to underdevelopment in Africa, you must read economic books. If you want to find solution to the poverty problem, you must read financial books. What you convert your time to is the difference between people. Who are the important people? They are people who at one time or the other been able to convert their time properly. There are people who have been able to one time or the other invest enough hours in themselves and created enough values in themselves through conversion of time. So the difference between people really is in what they exchange their time for. If you only exchange your time for salary, you only become a good worker. If you only exchange your time for merry and pleasure, you have only wasted your life. But if you exchange your life into creation of value, into conversion of time to added value to yourself and others, or into converting your time into product and services, into your calling and destiny and purpose, that is where greatness is. So the reason, the difference between people is in what they exchange their time for. The difference between people is in what they exchange their time for. If you are only just going to exchange your time for religiosity, going to church every day, going to church, without anything to show for it, you are I'm sorry, dumb head. You are supposed to be able to, critically analyze yourself. You are supposed to be able to, do a critical analysis about your activities. You are supposed to be able to say, okay, what has this generated? What has this generated? What has this given? Use your mind. Don't let religion block your mind. Don't let religion shut your mind down. Don't let religion make your head dull. Let religion rather increase you. Use faith in God, relationship with God to empower you, to help you produce even more value. Let religion and Christianity add more value to you. Let it help you create better value, more value chain to yourself and to others. Let your faith in God make you be able to create, better products than Bill Gates, better products than Steve Jobs, better products than Richard Branson. Let your faith in God produce fruits. Even Jesus said, by their fruit we shall know them. Not by their church going, not by their religiosity, not by their attendance in church or by their tithe and offering. Set yourself free from the shackles of religion and become a believer for real. Anyway, I already had teachings on that. I already had teachings on the church. I have a series on the church. If you didn't listen to that, go to my blog, sundayadelajablog.com, and you'll see my series on the church. What kind of church? What is church? And then if I also spoke about personal relationship with God and about prayer. If you have not seen that, go to my blog and read about what is prayer, and how you could maximize prayer and convert prayer to result. How you could maximize your going to church, your Christian faith, and convert it into value as well. So go to my blog, sundayadelajablog.com, and look for the video blog, and you'll be able to see all these messages that will help you to become a productive Christian, not just a religious Christian. Go and see my Kingdom series. You'll be able to see the difference between being a Christian and being a religious person. Anyway, my time is coming to an end, so I want to ask you, everyone, to write your comments. If you have not shared the link already, if you have not already shared the link, please go and look for your link right now. Go and look for your share button. Go to your timeline, look for the share button, and press that share button. You might be able to deliver somebody else through this message. Go look for your share button, okay? Let's, every one of us, go and look for our share button now. And then you come back. I will be reading your comments meanwhile. I want to know what you got from this message. If this message was a blessing to you or not, write to me. Write what you got from this, or what this message has done to you, or what you are going through right now, what you are feeling. While you are sharing the link, please go share the link. Go share the link. Go look for your share button right now, because you will forget to do it after the whole thing is over. So go share the link right now. Once you do that, write your comments, what you are thinking, what is going through your mind, and what God is doing with you right now, or what your opinion is about this message. And then, come back and hear what other people are writing. Anastasia McDonald said, I'm the most happiest, blessed, rewired person. Victor Kavalov said, you are the best. Thank you, Victor. Tunde Oyebanjos Kreflo said, wow, wow, wow. Noel Okushuku said, so many has been deceived to believe that religion is the way to wealth. What a decade of decadence in darkness. Thank you. Ufuoma said, Facebook has made sharing much easier, constantly adding value. Comfy here say, bless you, Pastor, love you. Fumi Jeboda said, very impressive and worth listening to over and over again. Yeah, for it to become flesh in you, you must listen to it over and over again. Paul Eric says, people are just too church-minded instead of being kingdom-minded. Tina Stephen said, you are even spending more than 2 hours a day on us. This is great. I'm now investing my time. Gwenga Okiki Ola said, a big, big blessing you are to the world. Shigo Nwafo said, I have never met anyone like you, Pastor. Thank you so much, and thank God for Facebook for this opportunity to meet with you. Eucharia Hello Ebo said, first of all, love you loads, Pastor. Thank you. I appreciate that. My 3-year-old knows you. Wow. Greetings to him or to her. Bola, Eri Olua, summary of this morning, I'm already expensive. Don't sell yourself cheaply. What am I exchanging my life for, my time for, right? So, and for all of you who don't know the time I come on here every morning, 7:30 a.m. Somebody was writing me this morning at 7 o'clock and asking, where are you? But I come on in the morning, 7:30 a.m. British time and Nigerian time, and 7 p.m. in the evening. Every evening, 7 p.m. British time and Nigerian time. In the U.S., that is 2:30 a.m. Eastern time and 2 p.m. Eastern time as well. Ikeshuku Nwadeashi said, work can be seen everywhere by people who know the value of time. Only ignorance makes men confess that there is no work. There is no need for work. Emmanuel Ojonuyo, Pastor Sunday, every day with you is an expository from darkness daily. You are too much, sir. Mary Mugure said, I'm also I'm becoming an addict. Coming up addict. Bear in style is a powerful weapon to go. Asanda, I have learned that I need to add more value to myself. Esther Guganja, thank you, Pastor, for making me realize that I have not been investing into developing my net worth. This is a wake-up call for me. Majola Esther said, I'm delivered from mediocrity. Samuel Kalu said, our lives are measured by the time converted to value, worth, and tangibility. Aaron Rack says, so blessed you are. Terry Samuel, it is finished. I have been turned inside out. No more excuses. Nkem Dike said, my body dey hot. Oh. It feels like I should preach this on Sunday. Unfortunately, I'm not a pastor. But we definitely use it. Today, Oyebanjo Kreflo said, a new me is born. A new me is born. I'm in for greatness. Ezeja Afamefuna said, of a truth, you are really impacted me. God bless you. Edwin M. Amimi, thank you so much, Pastor. I'm grateful for this encouragement. Daniel Oshoma, religion has blinded some of us and hold us captive. Elvis Agemang, I just got transformed in my mind. God bless you, Pastor. Bill Danes, you have enlarged my scope of reasoning right now. God bless you. Kennedy Festus, I'm so blessed to have you in my life, Pastor. Yemi said, thank you for everything. Yemi Ele Jofi. Phyllis Meek, intently listening, time with you flying by. Time with you fly by. Gloria Norain, religion is a thief of time. Ufoma said, thank you so much, Pastor. I'm challenged to increase my net worth. Your investment in my life will not be in vain. God bless. Omolola Olua Korede, many thanks for this message, sir. It's been impacting, and I'm promising not just to share, but spread the word. Michael Afolabi said, bless you, sir. Will you have time for us like this when you go back to Nigeria? I'm really lifted. Well, before I go back to Nigeria, I have a training that I call History Makers Training. That training takes place in Ukraine, and it's going to be this year in November. So if you are interested, History Makers Training Ukraine is going to be from 6th to 12th of November. 6th to 12th of November, History Makers Training, 6th to 12th of November. And you might want to register for it by writing to guest like visitor, guest at godembassy.org, guest at godembassy.org, or you could write to me directly, pastor@godembassy.org. Noel Okushuku, my God, I pray for grace to follow up upon my life to act upon this great message. I'm so more confident now. Ninette Ngabu say, thank you so much, Doctor. First time listening to you. This is a much needed message. I appreciate this very much. If you are listening to me first time, you should know that you have all these teachings recorded on my Facebook page here. You know, if you go to the video section or if you go to my blog, SundayAdelaijablog.com, you'll be able to see all the video blog recorded there. Fumi Jeboda said, it's an honor to feast at your table daily and learning to share and feed others. God continue to bless you indeed. Bemi Orekoya said, God bless you, Pastor. Even my 3-year-old son knows you too. Jose Castalenda said, I value your time. Thank you, Pastor. Mary Oluwafemi said, I'm training to be a mentor. This is a great material to start. Peace of God with you, Pastor Sunday, forever. Ushe Gloria said, remain blessed, my pastor. Rochelle White said, I've started to do an inventory of my life into how I spend each hour. Listening to you for 2 hours a day is a must. I can't believe how. I can't believe how I can do without that now. Okay, Ebenezer Ariwayo said, thank you, sir, for the bold steps. I refuse to remain a victim of blindness. Onyenye Okoro, if you are not producing or converting your time to goods and services, you are a parasite. Thank you, Pastor, for dragging us out. Niyo Lushola said, I'm comforted that time I have invested in adding value to myself is not wasted. True net worth is greater than money. I have always. Noel says, I'm in tears, regretting wasted years in wrong doctrine. Ushe Gloria said, I'm always late, so I always keep the time. I'm in Spain. Oh, Ushe Gloria, you are in Spain. Do you know Uwago? Uwago, I think is her name. Uwago Uwafo. She's also in Spain. Edwin Amimi said, Pastor, I've been listening to your messages for over 10 years, but this is ever fresh and mind-blowing indeed. Bukola Adedoyin said, thank you, Pastor, for revealing to us success tips. I'm going to start investing valuable time. I can't thank you enough. Christy Egwunye, church and religion has caused me so much stagnation. Thank you, Pastor, for your investment in me, starting my health block ASAP. Kike Moronkeji, another awesome, inspiring message. Thanks. Today's message has taught me that greatness lies in me and that I have all. Ekunsami Thompson, the share button is now to the left of the comment. Oh, sorry, that's Charles Ushe Emmanuel. Thank you, Pastor, for comforting that I haven't wasted my last 10 years. Adetoro Akinsheye said, your message challenges me to watch what I'm doing with time. It is difficult to stop time wasting habit, but one must press it. Nkiru Ochimadu says, I don't invite people to church anymore. I've seen that people get possessed with religion as soon as they step into church. I convert their time. Shioma says, sober reflection for me. I have a lot of work to do on myself. These teachings must produce fruit in my life as my desire is to become, I'm not saying the full comments. Peter Jonah said, I gave a job to someone who said he can deliver but refused a believer who said he can't do it but the grace of God, by the grace of God. Kike said, from Imisi Oluwa, my 6-year-old daughter, I will convert time to read as much as I can. Wow! Then that Imisi Oluwa is going to be a great person. Noel says, please, it's time to kill that old me and pull others along. Pastor Sunday, God will show up more for you with long life. Thank you. Tolu Wade says, wow, I love you, sir. I have just shared this video, sir. I'm so encouraged like never before, sir. I'm also writing books presently. Brilliant, brilliant. If you are a writer, maybe you want to get in touch with me, you could write me. We could convert some of these messages into books together. So you could have, I need actually writers who want to help me convert some of these messages into books. So write me. My email is pastor@godembassy.org. Stephen Opeyemi said, my understanding has been renewed as sir. Thanks a lot. Mashu Esong says, Pastor, thanks for investing all these values in me. I now talk differently. Have so much self-confidence in what I can accomplish. Good. Nigerian Arise says, now I know the indwelling resources is inexhaustible as we convert time to products and services. Thank you, sir. Ifue copies. I'm free from the shackles of ritualistic and unproductive Christianity and individual daily lifestyle. My time is my worth. Yeah. Samuel Oladejo said, thank God, I'm hearing this on my birthday. Ooh, really needs to wake up. Wow, happy birthday, Samuel. Great glory, greetings and blessings to you in Jesus' name. Pastor Wale King, Atlanta. Pastor Sunday, I bless the day God brought us together. You have been a blessing to me and many around the world. More grace, sir. Thank you. Christy Haynes said, thanks so much. My prayer life is night will change so I can add value to my life, USA sister. Oluwatoyin Pam Pam said, thanks, Dr. Sunday, for time invested. Tunde Oyebanjo said, even reading the comments and shared thoughts of the people on this platform is priceless. Wisdom is pouring. I'm fired up. Daniel Oshoma said, thank you, Pastor, for letting me know that there is greater inside of me. I have seen lots of changes since I started applying your teachings. Great Daniel said, God bless you. You have given sight to the blind by your message. Adetoro said, this is the kind of message we need. Jake Okay said, my life is changing. My value system completely changed. A new boldness has been brought in me. I'm built for greater exploits. Michael Afolabi says, sir, you have it answered me. You have it answered me. Will you have time for us when you go? You are pulling my leg. You are pulling my... Michael Afolabi is pulling my leg. You want me to commit? Okay, I don't know if I'm going to be doing the same kind of video thing when I go to Nigeria, but first of all, I'm taking 200 Europeans with me and 2,000 people altogether from all over the world. I'm going to be very busy when I get to Nigeria, but I want you, all of you people, to go with me as well, if you don't mind. That's one. If you go with me, I'm going to have time for you for sure. But secondly, I am going to be doing trainings there, on-ground training in Africa, a lot, every day. So, but will I have time for the video? We'll wait and see. I don't even know when I'm going yet, so you still have a lot to receive from me. Abby Coach said, another mind-blowing message. Thanks so much for allowing God to use you as a mouthpiece for our generation. Okay, thank you. Layo said, if there is one invention I would like to make in this world right now, it will be a technology that will make the whole world to be able to listen. I didn't see the end part of that, but I guess to be able to listen to Pastor Sunday. Tolu Amon said, thank you, Pastor, for your time. Your book, The Jesus I Never Knew, is on Amazon. Only one use that the person wants to sell. We're going to have all my books on Amazon and on Okada books very soon. So maybe in a week or two, we're going to have all my books there. Edwin said, Pastor, you are too dangerous to be stopped. Refusing to allow you travel over these years is now our greatest blessing. Yes, can you imagine? Christina Lampe said, I was expecting a manifestation from God, and what I did not know, that God had my manifestation ready in me already. Elizabeth said, shy, busy. How will I survive? Guy Pondelet, just love you. You are my favorite when we talk about breakthrough in a mission. Thank you. Well, the time is over, I guess. My time is over. I think it's time to go. Thank you so much for your time. And we'll see you tonight. We'll see you tonight, everybody. So God bless you. Go and share the link if you have not already shared the link. And 9 o'clock this morning, this evening, Ukraine time. That's 7 p.m. Nigerian time, 7 p.m. British time, and 2 p.m. Eastern time in America. See you guys. Nice to be with you. God bless. Have a wonderful day. Bye.